Welcome to Horizon PPM. This short video introduces the new AI-based project assistant integrating Horizon PPM with ChatGPT. This is an exciting new next-generation development that paves the way for on-demand project insights and assurance for delivery teams everywhere.
We start by selecting the Project Assistant option on the left-hand navigation bar. The Project Assistant page includes the standard Help panel plus 4 other sections. I'll provide a brief intro for each of these first, and then we'll look at each one in more detail. The top bar displays the number of requests you've made today and the daily limit set for your current Horizon PPM subscription. This gets reset at midnight GMT each day. The request history on the left is a log of requests you've already made along with the responses provided by the OpenAI system. This is empty for new users and gets populated as you start using the Project Assistant. This panel on the left-hand side below this is where we build, review, edit and submit requests. And this panel on the right-hand side is where the responses back from OpenAI are displayed. Getting Project Assistance is as simple as selecting an option from this drop-down list on the Request panel. A number of these questions are based on already having a project status report available. You can always compile this yourself, but we recommend just selecting this option first. We don't submit this just yet. We believe it is very important, especially in these early days, to be transparent about exactly what data that is owned by you is being shared. And as noted below the panel, we recommend that any confidential or sensitive data is removed from your requests before it is submitted. The request box is accessible. Click into it to make any amendments to change and filter the question before submitting it. Some requests can be quite long, so make sure to scroll through it to check for full submission. One thing we're keeping an eye on internally is how quickly we can compile these requests from your source data. The bigger the project, the more time it can take. When you're happy with the request, click on the Submit Request button. If this is your first time using the Project Assistant, you will have some additional terms and conditions displayed that you'll need to read through and accept. We display this spinner whilst your request is being processed, as we've seen responses take anywhere from just a few seconds to nearly a minute. Once the response is received, we display it in the Response panel over on the right. This is also an accessible panel, so if you want to, you can select the text and copy it for use elsewhere. As well as the response, we also display the token count and the response time. Tokens are the technical way GPT-4 works with text. A token is roughly equivalent to about 4 characters, including any white space and punctuation. As a user, you probably don't need to worry too much about this, but we have to manage it as OpenAI have limits on how many tokens we can use each day. The limits are quite generous, but if they are reached, the Horizon PPM system will disable further requests for all users. Once you have your first project status report, you can then ask further questions which will automatically base these questions on this latest report. It is still possible for you to update this new request again before it is resubmitted. When each response is received, the daily request counter is automatically updated so you can keep an eye on your quota. And the request is also recorded in your personal request history. As the daily request limit is per user account, we have included all requests from all of your projects in this view. Each history entry shows the title of the original request, the date and time the request was originally made, and the project it was originally based on. The history currently displays up to the latest 40 requests you've made, across all of your projects. Each history entry can be reloaded and reused. Just click on the entry, and both the request and response panels will be repopulated, along with the original dates and technical information. And once reloaded, the request can be resubmitted. As before, this can be re-edited and refined before resubmission. We've set up the Project Assistant with a set of questions that we think will be useful to project teams, but in case we've missed something, we also have an Ask Me Anything option. Once you've selected this option, just delete the placeholder text and replace it with any question you'd like to ask OpenAI. As before, this is an accessible panel, so you can select the text and copy it for use elsewhere. In all cases, but especially when using the Ask Me Anything option, please remember the following. 1. This question will be part of your daily limit. 2. The question and response will be included in your history. 3. All requests must be business professional.
This is the end of our introduction to our new AI-based project assistant. If you'd like to try it for yourself, head over to horizonppm.com/login to register for your own free account. Thank you for choosing Horizon PPM, the smart solution for project and portfolio management.